everyone, and welcome to another edition of the CoCo Show. It's the show dedicated to the quirky, fun-loving, super happy-go-lucky TRS-80 color computer that you remember from the 1980s and early 90s. Alongside me, Amigo Aaron, another CoCo aficionado, it's the BRENT.
I had some cocoa today.
How was it?
And yesterday.
Did you mix it with Bailey's?
I did not, no. I had my first hot chocolate of the season yesterday, and it was so delicious.
It's funny, because I don't like hot drinks of any sort. Nothing. I don't.
You heard it here first. He hates the cocoa.
I like. You remember that Bond movie? You know, because I like sake, especially when it's served at the correct temperature. You know, that's the way I am. I like everything. I like it room temperature. You don't have to be that cold. I'm okay with it being like room temperature.
I mean,
happy holidays.
It's okay to be wrong.
You know, speaking of having cocoa, nothing goes along with cocoa better than Halloween. How many of you went out to trick or treat and got a big bag of cocoa in your pumpkin? That's not the worst idea. Come to say, well, you like that?
I like that.
Sounds like a way you could cheap out of getting candies. What it sounds like to me.
24 box of cocoa.
Now we know we're a few days past the expiration date, but hey, candy lasts a long time. So does cocoa. And this week we're gonna be playing Spooks. Spooks, everybody, on the CoCo. It's a modern title. Just came out a few months ago, so this should be exciting. Now, it's called Spooks. What are you doing? You're running from ghosts, right? Have you ever ran from a ghost or seen a ghost or been scared of a ghost?
No.
Well, I shot that, didn't I?
If that was your plan for the segment, it was horrible.
Did you ever think you saw a ghost?
Now, no, let me know. Let's go keep what's the other enemy found in Spooks? Spiders. Have you ever ran or hid from a spider?
There's spiders in this game? I don't remember any. I remember bats. I remember pumpkins.
They're pumpkins. They look like spiders.
Man, how long have you done this job, Brent?
Honestly, it made no sense that there were pumpkins moving around, so I just pictured them as spiders.
Now, what about bats? You ever had any bat issues?
I have.
Yeah.
I've had a bat that was in my attic, and it sucked.
The bat? It sucked your blood? What? Yeah.
We've actually had in the old house, 255, as it were, we had bats in the attic all the time.
Really?
Yeah, we had a lot of, it was like a constant problem, but we would have a bat in the attic several times a year, three times a year.
So what do you do?
Usually, you don't know there's a bat in your attic until there's a bat in your wall.
All right, and then what happens?
Nothing.
How do they get in there?
Through the grate on the relief that for airflow up in the attic.
How big is that grate? A whole bat can get in there?
Aaron, do you know how big bats are?
They're as big as like a small house cat.
No.
Right? How are they going to suck your blood if that?
No, Aaron. Most bats are about the size of a mouse.
Really?
Yes.
You sure it wasn't a mouse in your walls?
No, it was a bat.
How can you tell the difference?
They flutter. You can hear them beating their wings against the wall, trying to get out.
Mouse's tail.
No. No.
Listen.
No.
This is dying a dead. Which is what you can do over and over in Spooks. See what I did there? Ooh, the love theme from Spooks. Hey, that's a pretty good tune. The BRENT. The CoCo can crank out the music when properly induced to do so.
In the hands of a master, it sure can.
So, again, this is Spooks. This was released, it looked to me like this came out around July. I know that's when the H.O. started on it. This is developed.
Now, Aaron, when you say July, for people who aren't watching this in the current
2025.
Day, bam, there you go.
Sorry, my bad. So, this is the Halloween-themed arcade action platformer. This was developed by the Paranoid Cactus. So I looked at, now again, this is all available on itch.io. If you look up Paranoid Cactus, you can look at all of his offerings. And I partook in a few of these. If you're watching us, I'll put the address on screen. Paranoid Cactus isn't some schlub. This guy's all man and a yard wide. Amongst his offerings, we actually played one of his offerings already. I didn't know it. It's not for the CoCo. a game called X-Zero. We tried this out a couple years ago. I don't know if it was the Pico 8 episode or something. He does a lot of Pico 8 work, including Pico 8 Tennis, UFO Swamp Odyssey, Pyramid of Flames, Oxidized Tracker, Captain Nito and the Time Nexus. That sounds pretty good.
It does.
But I did try another one of his offerings, which was the Pico 8 rendition of Doom. No easy task. We played the Pico 8 on the ARG Presents show earlier in the year. We were very impressed with the Pico 8. It was sort of a made-up, like, handheld, I guess the best way to put it.
Sure.
And Paranoid Cactus's Doom is top shelf. I was incredibly impressed with it.
I can believe it.
And so he's now turned his watchful, Sauron-like gaze over to the CoCo to pull out Spooks. Spooks will run, get this to Brent, this will run on a CoCo 1, 2, or 3, the whole enchilada, or emulator. All you need to have is 32K of RAM and a way to load it, disk drive preferably, and a joystick, or if you're emulating, you can play however you want. So this game, I tried this on the CoCo and emulation, worked great, no problemo. It's not too often these days where you see homebrew that supports the older machines.
Yeah.
We don't see that too often.
I was just thinking, I did not know. I would have ran this on the original CoCo if I'd have known.
Yeah. So what is Spooks? Well, there's a backstory. It's a very brief backstory. The Spooks have stolen all the sweets. It's up to you to venture into the haunted castle, take them all back. All right, simple.
No, that's it.
Yeah, you don't. Your guy is you. You don't have a name that, as far as I can tell, or anything. Here's how you play it: you avoid all the enemies and collect all the sugary treats to proceed to the next level. There are 6 different layouts that will loop 3 times with increasing difficulty. Complete them all to win the game.
Yep.
Now, if you were to look at this game from afar, what you would see is you play a small character and you run around this platform area avoiding pumpkins and bats and electrical charges, and your ultimate goal is to collect all the candy that's sort of hanging around in midair over various points. There are 2 ways to play this game. One is to just go around, collect all the candy, and once you've done that, a ladder will unlock at the top of the screen and allow you to go to the next level. Simple. And then there's a timer at the top of the screen. The quicker you complete the level, the more bonus points you'll get from the timer. Now, that's one way to play. But if you're a cool guy like I am, you can play the other way. The other way is, once you get your initial treat, another treat somewhere in the castle will start blinking, flashing. And you will, if you go and get that treat, then you will start a bonus. You'll get a bonus, a combo. It'll be at the top of the screen. And the more of these you get, the bigger the combo. It just keeps adding to the combo, the multiplier. So by the time you leave the level, you can have a huge multiplier because you've gotten pretty much all the candy on the bonus. We debated back and forth amongst ourselves because Brent's methodology was you tried both ways,
I tried
right?
both, yeah.
And you determined, in your opinion, it was better to just get the candy and get the timer bonus as opposed to trying to get the combo bonus, because the combo bonus doesn't carry over from level to level. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
I'd have to ponder this myself because I thought I was getting pretty good pointage. And I looked at your final score, and I'm glad you got farther than me. But I wasn't that far behind, so I'm wondering if I couldn't have caught you and passed you. We'll find out when I eventually beat this game. Brent, this game starts off with a cute little intro screen like we heard. Your initial thoughts when this thing rolled up?
No, it's brilliant from beginning to end. The opening picture is really nice. It gets you in the mood. It's got the kid, the ghost, and the big title screen and big bold stylized letters. Plays the little tune, sounds good, feels good. And Aaron didn't quite go into how the game actually is.
I thought I'd give you a little rope here.
This is a single screen that you collect all of the goodies on, sort of like a Load Runner type feel.
I didn't get that kind of feel from it. To me, it was more Jumpman-y. because you jump around platforms collecting items.
I felt it was more load runnery, just because you had times when you could drop down several layers at once to get to where you're going faster. It just felt very clean. Each screen is its own entire level where you have 10 candies to go through, and then it will go to the next screen, which is a whole new layout. Once you get 6 of those screens, you go back to the first one at an increased speed. You run through the whole thing a total of 3 times, and on your 18th level, you exit and finish the game, win the game, get the game over screen. Yeah. The gameplay in this feels impeccable. You have complete control over your little guy. You can change directions in the air and it feels good. You can jump on and off ladders and it feels good. The enemies, while a nuisance, don't really start becoming a problem until after your first loop. So you've got plenty of time to feel out how each of them are attacking. You also, while you are dead in one hit, death in this game really just means you lose a guy, but you keep right on going. It doesn't have a death animation. Your guy just flickers a little bit to show that he's invincible, and then eventually that timer will run out, and then you keep playing just as normal. I thought that was a brilliant way to do a game like this. I was a little disappointed that dying does not end your combo. I kind of thought it should. But after I played the game for the second time, going for just beat the level as quickly as possible, I did see that that is the superior way of playing. So having the combo end when you died would probably just be a punishment that the combo seekers don't necessarily need to have to worry about.
I didn't think about that. So I'm glad you mentioned that. It didn't occur to me. I died mostly on the level I died on. So I went through at an alarming rate.
You get extra men at this and at a very nice pace.
Every 20,000 points you get an extra life.
And really 20 that's 3 levels.
Yeah.
If you have any kind of pep in your step, that's 3 levels before you get a bonus guy.
Yeah.
The graphics on this are stupendous.
Yeah.
The speed of this is terrific. Everything about this made me happy to be playing the game. I sat down the first time I played this. I tried to get as large a combo as I could.
Yeah.
Which I was able to get. I died on the very last screen, the 18th screen, and I had only dropped the combo once.
Yeah.
So I feel very confident that the score I got is very on brand for what you can imagine getting doing just the combo. And then this next time I played it, I said I'm just going to push this and go for just candy and get through the levels as quick as possible, which is also safer because anytime you're going for a combo, your next combo piece is always going to be about as far away as it can possibly be, which is fine. That's the way that the game is designed. But it also opens you up for more chances to die because, of course, you're on the stage longer. It makes sense. I cannot express into words well enough to say that if you are not going out and trying this game, if you're a CoCo fan at all, right now you have failed at being a CoCo fan. This is probably the best thing I've played on the CoCo that I can remember. Of this type of game. It felt that good.
So, I mentioned it before the show. We play these holiday games.
Yeah.
And I never expect much.
No, they're almost always throwaways.
Well, usually I'm fairly impressed. Sometimes I'm not. So I didn't have high hopes for this one. I went to the itch.io page, and right on the page, you can play this. Every one of his games you can play on the page for free. Right in your browser. You don't do anything, okay? So I loaded this up, and within 10 seconds I could see I was into something because I play a lot of, and I'm not singling out the CoCo. I'm talking about all the 8-bit machines and the 16-bit machines too. All right, I know what I'm a donkey. I've got a Donkey Kong machine sitting right there. All right,
right off
and
screen.
I know what I like. I like precision jumping like Mario does it. Okay, 8-bit and especially 8-bit machines, they've got a problem. And the problem almost always is the jumping's floaty. The jump is too high. The jump is too low. You can't jump on and off ladders. When you jump, you ram your head into stuff above you. These are things that make a platform game feel clunky to me. All right?
Although most of those are design decisions, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, or just that was limitation. Or that's the path they went on. Whatever. This fellow, as far as I can tell, this is the first CoCo game he ever did, okay? And so he probably has a different way of programming or a different mindset than most guys. I can tell you, now, I'm not saying it's the best CoCo game ever played, okay? It's a good game. It's a great game, okay? Yes. It's a great game. But it's a simple game. It tells you, it shows you its hand immediately.
Yes.
When you're on the first screen, you've pretty much seen almost everything this game's got to offer. They don't have the electrodes, or the levels aren't as complicated, but you've seen the majority of what the game's going to give you. But what you can't fudge in a game like this is the controls. You can jump on and off ladders. You can change jump in mid-jump. It's got all the twitchy jump abilities that a game like this needs. You don't die from fall damage because that would have been stupid.
Yeah.
That would have ruined the flow of the game. You can fall as far as you want. You're really not going to fall. There's not a ton of places you're going to fall all that far, but you don't die from jump damage. You can tell the guy that put this together knew what a proper platform is supposed to feel like.
Yes.
This is, and I'm saying this and I've played a ton. We both have. This is the #1 feeling platformer on the CoCo, bar none.
Yeah. And coming from someone who has played video games, I mean, we've both played video games all of our life, but I was a Nintendo kid all through the 80s. And this feels better than I remember most NES games feeling.
Yeah.
This actually, and I'm not saying this is better than most NES games, okay? That's apples and oranges. But for feel, for getting in there and knowing how I want my character to move versus how my character is moving on the screen, I don't think there are many games out there that do it better than this does.
And this game did a feeling I haven't had for a long time. I was playing this, and this is part of the genius of the game, I think, or maybe it's just a lucky coincidence. The enemies in this just go back and forth. They pattern. They're not going to do anything you don't expect. They don't pursue you. You're safe on a ladder, okay, for the most part, if you're in the middle. I got into a flow state that I haven't felt for a long time. It reminded me of playing Mirror's Edge, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
A totally different game, but when you're really moving and you're dodging and you're just pinpoint everything, that's the way I felt. It was a glorious feeling. It's a feeling I don't think I've felt on an 8-bit machine ever. I mean, I love Jumpman and stuff, but Jumpman is floaty as all hell.
Yeah.
And even the Donkey Kong renditions, even like stuff like Donkey King and stuff, we both love those games. But this is smooth, quick, and feels perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
And a lot of that design comes on to where the designer has put the platforms. The heights and stuff are taken into account. The level design is beautiful. Yeah. It's just so perfect to get into that flow state and to feel like you're doing something spectacular.
Yeah.
Even if you aren't. Because the game is not hard. No. Okay? I beat it on my second time. I got to the very last level my first time ever playing.
Yeah.
But the feeling you get from playing this feels good. Yeah. And that is so hard. It's completely lost in modern gaming. Completely lost. And it's so hard to do right, and this guy just nailed it for the CoCo.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're putting it over, but look, here's the ultimate comp, and I'll play this and I'll move on. I played this game once. I couldn't believe it, so I played it again, Then I logged out of the game, and I went over and paid this guy immediately.
Aaron spent money. Yeah.
And I am as cheap as they come. Now, normally on this show, I usually would throw a guy a couple bucks and would cover a game. Almost always. Not always, but almost always. But this one, I paid well above what he was asking. This game is, and we've played the best that CoCo has to offer for year after year. You guys like Nick Morantes, these guys are cranking out great stuff for the CoCo. It's a different sort of fare, more complex, more intricate. There's no doubt. This is a simple game, but I beseech you, go out and get this. And the fact that this runs on a CoCo 1 with 32K, that seals the deal.
Yeah,
it ain't. I mean, it looks fine. It's not pretty. It looks fine.
No, it does what it needs to do. I will say, if I had two complaints about the game,
yeah.
Complaint number one: it is too easy. I think the loop aspect, have 6 boards, loop it's harder. That's fine. I think the harder needed to get harder. It does get harder, but it's still too easy
get more
overall.
Creatures and faster.
Yeah,
that's basically it.
My second complaint is if you're going to go with the combo system, which I think is awesome, and I think that is the more fun
it is,
and probably more recommended way to play, but you're not going to get a high score off of it because
maybe not.
Where it resets at every level, I think that's a shortcoming. I think that can be handled better. Maybe you get to a max combo and then hold that max combo between levels. Maybe resetting after deaths, put the combo back to 0 if you die. I think those would be fair stipulations to give the combo players a chance of getting a high score.
How about what about when the ladder appears? Everything goes twice as fast, and random candy keeps appearing that you can go get to knock your combo up before the timer runs out. Give it a little extra incentive to go back down the maze to get more stuff. I'm just saying, there are things you could do.
There are things you could do. But with those complaints aside, and those aren't even complaints, those are suggestions.
Yeah.
This surprised me so much.
Yeah.
We get so many of these type of games that are just throwaways. This is masterful from a design perspective and a CoCo perspective. Yeah. Please, for the love of God, go out and play this.
It just shows you something so simple.
Yes.
We're gushing over this game.
Yes.
Because someone got it. Someone got it. We got a couple of reviews on this one. In fact, I think Mitsuyama will be the one that found it. So he sent in a review. He says, a simple game concept that is executed beautifully. The main character is well animated. The controls are tight, smooth, and responsive, which is exactly what you need in a game like this. This makes zipping around the level and collecting the flashing sweets a great experience. The pumpkins, bats, and goats look fantastic, but it would be nice to see a greater variety of enemies. It would also have been good to have some in-game music, especially since the title screen music sounds excellent and is perfect for the Halloween theme, though this may have been a limitation of the CoCo's capabilities. Overall, this is a very good game and worth playing every Halloween 9 out of 10. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy was aiming for the lowest common denominator, and so that's why you didn't get the in-game music. And to support the CoCo 1, I don't got a problem with that. Our second review comes in from Pajako. A really nicely put together platformer. The character moves well, and the control of the game is pretty tight. And this is a game where you can easily mess up if you get too full of yourself. I like games with a bomb jack style pickup system, but this one felt deliberately cruel. Like you would have to go from one extreme of the screen to the other for every flashing candy, and so the trade-off comes from if you want high bonus points or high combos, not both. I managed to complete one loop of the game, and while the next round is the same levels with more baddies, I kind of felt like I'd seen most of what I needed to for this. Next year, we need a high score competition, smiley face. The lack of any kind of music, especially a spooky game, and especially for a spooky game, was noticeable, so it is a little dry in terms of overall experience. Definitely worth playing, and as Mitsuyama says, a good one to crack out around this time of the year. It doesn't keep my attention for too long, but it's still fun, and I hope to see more of this kind of game. 8 out of 10. And I will say, when I wrote a review on itch.io, and I said, listen, take the bones of this game and make a thorough game. That's what I want. Do it. I don't know if you will, but it would be my great hope. But I salute this fine fellow he did something that I've not seen ever done on the CoCo or really any 8-bit machine. Perfect control. Perfect control. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So hats off to you, Paranoid Cactus. You're fine fellow.
I would happily give this game a perfect score, 10 out of 10.
I wouldn't say it was perfect, and the reason I say that is because there's not enough of a challenge, and also, I mean, there's plenty of room for improvement in terms of the scope of the game. But I will say, as a holiday game, yes, this is the top tier of holiday games that I've played. So that's going to do it for this edition of the CoCo Show. But don't worry, coconuts. We'll be back in a flash with the cash, because we're coming back for an early Christmas show, November 23rd. I believe that's the exact week before Thanksgiving, Brent. And with the CoCo Show, we'll be playing Kicks. Now, on the CoCo, it's spelled Q-U-I-X. I think we pushed this game a couple months ago because we thought it'd be the next game, but we forgot about Halloween, so it got pushed back a month. So we'll be playing the clone of the arcade classic. It should be a lot of fun. I'm a big fan of the arcade game, so sometimes they can't pull it off. I can see. Have you played it already?
I haven't, but I'll tell you, man, Kicks is one of those games that you think you've got it right and you do not. So we'll see.
So you don't think they can pull it off? I mean, listen, if anyone can clone an arcade classic, it's the CoCo, my friend.
It's the way the Kicks moves, though.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Sometimes they have to do some wacky stuff. So, next week, the rotation spins around yet again, the Brent, and we'll be coming back on November 11th, which is a Tuesday night, and we will be getting into some ARG Presents. What was the plot of the next ARG Presents? Do you remember?
Games with famous living people.
Okay, so games with currently living celebrities in them, I believe. So that's going to be fun to make a thumbnail for, the Brand. I can tell you that. We want to thank all of our supporters, all of our Patreons, all of our Twitch subscribers, everyone who showed up in the chat. You're a merry bunch that we always enjoy. We do hope you will consider spending your day after Thanksgiving with us for Thanksgiving Marathon, which again will be the day after Thanksgiving. Brent, what do we have in store at the Thanksgiving Marathon this year?
Absolutely stuffing things.
Yeah, November 28th. So that'll be probably 9 to 12 hours of me and Brent just playing games and having a good time. More details to come. We hope you'll join us for that. I think that's all we got, the Brent. Any other little nuggets of wisdom or knowledge you want to lay down on the people?
Nope.
All right, fair enough. Listen, we demand it. What should you do this week with your CoCo, the Brent?
Play Spooks.
Go play Spooks, everybody. Have a good day.